These pictures of haymaking were taken on a small farm in Ireland just a few months ago. But apart from changes in the clothing of the people, they might have formed part of the Irish scene any time in the last 200 years. In our first two programs, we talked in a general way about the changes that have taken place in Irish life over 6 generations. That is, back to about 1790. Today, I want to talk in particular about the way of life on the farm. Not only in Ireland, but everywhere in the world, change comes quickly in the towns and more slowly indeed in the more remote country places where farms are small and land is poor. So the farmer we have just seen will do many of his jobs on the farm in much the same way as his grandfather did. The changes you can see are more obvious on the bigger farms, especially the change from manpower and horsepower to machine power. Farming today is becoming more and more like industry, making greater demands on scientific and technical skills, using giant machines that operate on modern forms of motive power like the diesel engine. But in many ways, the most important changes are the ones you can't see, especially the changes in ownership of the land. The farmers you've just seen, like most Irish farmers today, own their own land. But almost to the end of the 19th century, the farmer didn't own the land he farmed. He rented it from a landlord, and in fact, this question of land ownership was one of the basic political issues of the 19th century. This old print from the Ulster Museum tells you a lot about Irish farming 6 generations ago. In front, you can see the farmer at his ploughing. His wife and children are calling him to a meal under a tree. But if you look in the background, you can see the rolling parkland and the big house with an elegant coach driving up to the door. Obviously, this is the home of a rich landlord. On good ground, tillage was normally done with the plough. You can see that this plough is very crudely made of wood. It would only scratch the surface of the earth. A visitor, Arthur Young, a famous traveller, said,
"They plough generally with 4 horses and use ploughs of so bad a construction that a man attends them with a strong stick leaning on the beam to keep it in the ground."
Here too you can see another man sowing the seed by hand. Usually the ground was harrowed before sowing to break up the soil. All of these operations, ploughing, harrowing, sowing, were slow, back-breaking work, and it took a lot of labour to produce a crop. As time went on, the plough was improved by an iron ploughshare, and eventually an all-iron plough was introduced in the 18th century. The plough was generally drawn by 2 or more horses, but the more efficient iron plough was often drawn by a single horse. Today, of course, the tractor has largely displaced the horse, but horse-drawn ploughs like this can still be seen. But the basic tool of the farmer, even more basic than the plough, was the spade. In hilly country, all the tillage work was done by the spade, and even on good land it was used for trenching in potatoes. There were spade mills or factories in many parts of the country, supplying a local market, and the pattern of spade they turned out varied in accordance with local needs and